Hello everyone, my name's Elizabeth and I'm going to go over today how I use the Goodnotes app to be more productive and successful in school. Whether you're a medical student or a nursing student, doesn't matter, the Goodnotes app is good for just about everyone. So this is the Goodnotes app right here. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. And I just copied some information from Wikipedia. This is on the cardiovascular system. And I did that just because my school information is usually copyrighted, so I didn't want that problem. So as you can see, I can make my PDF bigger or smaller so I can see things better. I'm going to keep it kind of big so that you guys can view it. I'm going to show you how I change my colors. I like to use bright colors, but a lot of people like to use a black or light gray, and you can change the pencil size. This is very thick, this is very thin, and I usually like to use around like 2.1 or so. That makes it thick enough that I can see it on the screen. And then they also, so I can write hello in black. And then they also have the highlighter function. And as well, you can change the size of your highlighter and the color. I like to use the ones down here. These get pretty opaque, and these are quick. I guess I never really use those, but you can make custom and presets. So I can highlight things that I like. So I like that, and I like to draw different pictures if that helps me learn something better. There's also the eraser function, and I can just erase it. They have different size erasers right here. And then this is a lasso tool, and it's very cool because I can take a large chunk of a picture. It's going to take me a second. And take a screenshot of it. I'm going to go to copy. And then take my finger and press down, and I can paste that information like on another page or the same page or move it around. So I really like that. Especially when I'm doing practice problems, I can paste the answers right into the area where I'm taking the practice problems. So I have my answers and my questions right together. So I'll just go ahead and paste it. And I can also, if I decide I don't want it there, I just hold it down and go edit. And if I hold it down again, I can crop it or delete it or whatever I want to do with it. And then this button right here, if I press it, I can toggle the screen without writing on it, so that's kind of cool. Moving over here, there are different ways that I can view the information. Or my PDF. I can view each page by thumbnails. I only have 2 pages right now, but sometimes I have 500 pages. And then I can edit this. I can select all of them and delete them. I can select one and delete it. I can print it. I can export it all. I can also change where my pages are located. So say if I had 5 pages and I wanted to make page 4, page 6, I can just toggle it with my finger. And I think that's a really cool feature. Another cool feature of Goodnotes is that I can rotate things. So I can rotate this page to a different size, or different side. And I think I will not do that. Okay. And then if I want to insert a page, I can do it above or below. I can, so I'll go ahead and do that. I'll insert a page, and then I can choose what kind of paper. I'll just do plain paper. So I have inserted a plain page. I'm gonna go back over here. And now that you see my plain page, I can go ahead and switch them around if I want to. I think that's pretty cool. You can also make bookmarks. So say I want to make this page about vessels. And then, okay. And then if I go back up here and then go to bookmarks, I can see that vessels is up here, so I can go directly to that page whenever I want. If you download a PDF directly, or like a book or other notes, and the person who made the PDF had like chapter headings, they will show up automatically in the PDF outline section, so that's pretty cool. The bookmarks are what you make here in Goodnotes, and then the thumbnails is the visual representation of all the pages, and it's good for editing the order and stuff of your PDF file. This is a cool tool that I don't actually use very often. It's just shapes, and it makes your shapes up here a little bit neater. So here's a triangle, and look, it makes your triangle really pretty. For people who don't draw very well, kind of made it into an oval. So you can see how it kind of morphs it into something better. And then this is something that I usually don't have time to use, but it makes a box around that information, and then you come down here and you actually write. So like these, oh, I have my my shape thing on, so it's turning on my text, different shapes. So I'll write, these are my shapes. That's not very good, but I go back up here and unclick it. Sometimes it makes your handwriting a little bit neater, but it didn't really help mine this time. It's hard to hold the camera and write. And then what else I like about Goodnotes is that you can have multiple PDF documents open. So sometimes I like to have my textbook up. I like to have a copy of First Aid up. That's our board review book for medical school. I like to have some notes up, maybe some handwritten notes that I made, multiple things, and I can just toggle in between all my things. What I do wish Goodnotes would have that it doesn't is being able to have two documents open at the same time, side by side. If Goodnotes could add that, I think Goodnotes would be like one of the most perfect handwriting apps for the iPad. But they don't. I know that it's been suggested a whole bunch of times. In order to undo something, you can just click this button right here and it'll undo your stuff. So I'm going to undo all my crappy text. I'm going to go back to this. You can also export or search for things. This is awesome. Here, I'm going to write something. I'm going to write heart. So searching in Goodnotes is pretty cool. So I'll search for heart. It will not only recognize text, it will also recognize your handwritten words. So if you wanted to search for something that you have handwritten, it will do that for you. And I think that's awesome. So you can print, you can export to Google Docs. I also can download from different places like Google Docs. I download stuff from, we use a site called D2L for our medical school, which is really cool. And let's see, my information also auto backups to my Google Drive. So if for some reason I have to reset my iPad to factory settings, I still have all my information on my Google Drive. So I don't actually lose anything. And you can also disable that autosave feature if you feel like it uses too much of your Wi-Fi or whatever. So the other cool thing that I like about using Goodnotes with the iPad is that I can also watch my lecture and have it like on one side, or the internet on one side. So here's the internet, and then here's my Goodnotes. And say for instance I wanted to put in a picture from the internet. Let's go with a heart picture. Heart. It's probably gonna give like a cartoon heart. So I can just hold down the picture, and then if you see with my thumb, I kind of go over to, well, I already have Goodnotes open. So I'm gonna move this over there, and then I can put it wherever I want it on the Goodnotes document and move it around or whatever. Maybe I'll just put it right there. So I like to take a lot of images from the internet and put it directly into my Goodnotes. Now it's there, and if I want to move it somewhere later, I just press down on it and I can edit it. So that's the basic rundown of Goodnotes. I greatly like Goodnotes because I can have all of my medical school texts in one spot. It doesn't take up a lot of space on my iPad, and it just makes my life a lot easier. One last thing that I like to use, sometimes the lectures that we have, the course pack information will be sent out before the lecturer fully has decided what they want to lecture on, or sometimes the lecturer changes the information, and so we have a slide in front of us on the screen that might be completely different from our lecture notes, but it's very high yield and very important. So I just go over to the plus button right here and go to image and then camera, and then I can take a picture of it. So I'll just take a picture, and of course it's black because it's on my lap, and then I can insert it into my notes. So then I can write on that information like it would have been if it had been originally in my notes. Well, that's one last cool thing that I like about Goodnotes. I hope this is sort of helpful for you guys. It is worth the money that I feel for the Goodnotes app. I don't think I paid more than $10 for it. So if you're looking for a good app, Goodnotes is the best one that I've tried so far. I've tried Notes Plus and Notability, and so far I like Goodnotes the best. So I hope you have a good day, and goodbye.